In nature, the most resilient things do not merely survive pressure, they require it. The seed cannot become a tree without the darkness, the weight of the soil, and the cold. His is not a metaphor yet. It is biology. The process of growth under constraint is documented across every living system we have studied. The question is whether the same principle applies to ideas, to institutions, to human beings, to the tools they use. The tree loses everything it built, every leaf, every sign of life. From the outside, it looks like failure. From the inside, something different is happening. The root system is deepening, the branches are thickening, the tree is not dying, it is preparing. What just happened has a name. And until 2012, that name did not exist in any language. In 2012, Nassim Nicholas Taleb published a book that introduced a concept with no prior word in any language. Not in English, not in Latin, and not in ancient Greek. Fragile things break when stressed. Robust things resist stress and remain unchanged. But Taleb identified a third category, things that actually get better because of stress. He called them antifragile, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Biology discovered this first. Muscles require damage to grow stronger. This is called hormesis. The immune system requires exposure to pathogens to build immunity. Forest ecosystems require periodic fire to clear dead wood and allow new growth. In every case, the stress is not the obstacle. The stress is the mechanism. Human systems show the same pattern, but with important nuance. The Roman Empire absorbed stress and grew more complex for centuries before its eventual collapse. Jazz music emerged not despite extreme constraint and suffering, but through it. The constraint was generative. Taleb uses the hydra as his symbol. Cut one head, two grow back. This is not resilience. Resilience would be the head growing back the same. Antifragility is the head growing back twice. The attack made the system stronger than it was before the attack. Here is the counterintuitive part. Optimization and antifragility are opposites. The most efficient system is the most fragile one, because efficiency eliminates the redundancy, the slack, the variation that allows recovery. The city that looks wasteful before the earthquake is the city that survives it. This is why Taleb argues that modern obsession with optimization is, paradoxically, making our systems more fragile. What does this mean to you? Taleb wrote about financial systems and geopolitics, but the principle scales down to every decision you make. Consider two careers. The first is optimized. One employer, one skill set, stable income. It looks better on paper for a decade. Then a disruption hits. The second career looks worse for a decade. Variable income, unclear direction, multiple small failures. Then the same disruption hits. The fragile career collapses because it had no variation, no alternatives, no exposure to small stresses that would have built resilience. The anti-fragile career had been training for exactly this moment without knowing it. Taleb calls this optionality. Anti-fragile systems preserve options. They do not optimize so hard for one outcome that all other outcomes become impossible. The anti-fragile person is not the one who found the perfect path. They are the one who kept multiple paths open, including paths they never planned to use, because you cannot predict which door you will need. You can only decide how many keys to carry. Anti-fragility shows up in the smallest decisions. The person who exercises is using controlled physical stress to build capacity. The person who reads outside their field is building cognitive optionality, connections that will matter in situations they cannot yet imagine. The person who has the difficult conversation, instead of avoiding it, is strengthening the relationship in a way that comfort never could. The mechanism is the same at every scale. Voluntary exposure to manageable stress builds something that protection never does. Taleb has a name for the practical strategy that follows from all of this. A barbell strategy is Taleb's answer to the question, how do you actually build anti-fragility into your life? The barbell strategy is deliberately bimodal. Put the majority of your resources, time, money, energy, in very safe, low-risk activity, and a small portion in high-risk, high-upside bets. You eliminate the middle. The middle is where most people live, medium risk, medium reward, medium security. Taleb calls this the most dangerous position of all, because medium risk does not protect you from catastrophe. It just gives you the illusion of safety while exposing you to ruin. The point is, the two ends work together. The safe end gives you the stability to take risks. The risky end gives you the upside that the safe end alone could never produce. Together, they create something neither could achieve separately. This is where artificial intelligence enters the picture, not as a threat and not as a solution, as an instrument. Applied to each domain, AI does not replace the barbell. It supercharges both ends of it. In finance, AI manages and monitors your safe foundation with precision, while simultaneously running simulations on your speculative bets at a speed no human analyst could match. In career, AI handles your reliable, low-risk deliverables faster, freeing hours for your experimental projects. In knowledge, AI deepens your expertise with instant research synthesis, while opening entirely new domains you could never have explored alone. The barbell was always powerful. AI makes it extraordinary. Artificial intelligence is the most powerful barbell amplifier ever created. Here is exactly how to use it. When you place AI at both ends of your barbell, something remarkable happens. On the safe end, AI handles the reliable work with a precision and speed that frees your most valuable resource, time. On the risky end, AI multiplies your experimental capacity. You can run 10 bets where you once ran one, test ideas in hours that once took months, and explore territory that was previously unreachable. You are not outsourcing your thinking. You are expanding what your thinking can reach. 3 things. Protect your foundation, bet on asymmetric growth, and use AI to do more of both faster than any previous generation ever could. This is not a theory, it is a design, and you can start building it today.